Alright, man, let me guess. You've been telling yourself for ages how you'll look into investing, but you never actually get round to it. Yeah, that was me too, I get it. I made that exact same mistake and started much later than I should have. I thought it was really complicated and stuff. Whenever I heard the word investing, I thought of weird charts, lots of numbers and lines, and just confusing crap that made me feel completely lost. But you know what? It's nowhere near as complicated or difficult as I thought. In respect of your time, for today's video, I'll very quickly and briefly cover just one of the reasons you should stop delaying investing and why waiting is seriously costing you. We always hear people talk about how house prices have shot up and how people wish they had bought a house back in the day. We hear fewer people discussing how inflation has risen disproportionately to the average salary, making your buying power worse and worse each year. But you know what I never hear people talk about? I never hear people mention just how well the stock market has done and how it's actually beaten the housing market completely. The reason for this is simple. Most people just aren't aware or think it's complicated. Let's use the UK as an example. Here's a visual comparison of the percentage rise in UK salaries, average UK house prices, and S&P 500 growth over just the last 20 years. What do you notice? Yeah, house prices have clearly risen faster than the average annual salary, but what clearly sticks out way more? Let's break it down. The average UK salary has stayed almost flat, barely rising, only about 7% in 20 years. This value is adjusted for inflation, and even then, some economists say this is generous. It can easily be argued that today, a £39,000 salary is actually worse than a £23,000 salary back in 2005, because it simply buys you less. However, the average UK house price has steadily risen, up like 74% in the same time. And then, there's the big one, the S&P 500, which has provided a much steeper return, compounding around 11% annually. That's almost 8 times its value back in 2005, an insane 721% gain. This chart really highlights how salaries have barely even moved, house prices have risen significantly, and the stock market has outperformed both by a freaking insane margin. But this is the bit most people won't mention. Notice how the line representing the stock return gets steeper and steeper? Well, this is the effect of exponential growth. It grows faster and faster the longer you are in. So each year, the gains just get better. And the best part is now, it's easier than ever to automatically buy into index funds, such as the S&P 500, thanks to brokerage apps. Back in the day, it was complicated and took effort. But now you can literally just tap on a screen and have it automatically set so you invest monthly without the extra steps. So yeah, if you've been telling yourself you'll look into investing, but have never actually taken that first step, don't worry. As the famous Chinese proverb goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So, in other words, you're better off late than never. Now, I can't cover absolutely everything about investing in a single video, but I can point you in the right direction. A good place to start is understanding index funds, what they are and how they work. These are usually the safest ways to invest over the long term, with exposure to all sectors without having to sit and do hours of research. It's a great way to get started with minimal effort so you don't miss out. Look, the main point I wanted to get across is that by delaying your start, you're actually leaving a lot of future gains to slip right between your fingers. You don't need a lot of money either. Some people just set aside and invest like £50 to £100 a month, and even that compounds to be quite powerful after a few years. And by 15 to 20 years, it becomes life-changing. Here's an example of what just £200 a month invested into the S&P 500 over the last 20 years could look like. A whopping £140,000. But wait, it gets better. If you continue adding the same amount, just a small £200 for another 20 years, your total investment portfolio breaks into the millionaire status. you'd have roughly 1.1 million. And obviously that's a very conservative amount. But if you live with friends or family, split bills, and so on, it's likely that you can invest a bit more than just £200, so it will take far less time. So yeah, I hope this video makes you realize the longer you wait, the more you miss out. As you can see, with time, the profits get better and better each year due to the exponential gain. So start taking action now, so future you won't be mad. If you got this far into the video, thank you. Please leave a like and comment, and also share with anyone who could benefit. It helps small, new channels like mine, and ensures more of this type of content is recommended to you too. With that, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.